we cover with the meaning, particularities, the equivalence, preterite, and the past participle of the modal auxiliaries. Now we are going to deal with the simple feature, present perfect, and the past perfect of the modals. Okay, B5, simple feature. Present perfect and past perfect of the modals. Okay, then here is a list, okay, modals simple feature, present perfect, and the past perfect. Okay, then can. The simpler feature of can is will be able to. Then we use the equivalent for the simple feature, present perfect, and the past perfect. For example, we cannot say I will can, to play football. Then this is not possible. Okay, that's why it's better to know the simple feature and also the present perfect, because we cannot use can in order to give the present perfect. We use the equivalent in order to give the present perfect, and it is the same thing as past perfect. We cannot use the modal auxiliaries to give the past perfect, but we must use the equivalent in order to give the past perfect. Okay, then here it is will be, okay, will be able to, or will be capable to. This is the simple feature of the modal auxiliary can. If I say, for example, I can drive a car, and I ask you to give the simple feature of this sentence, you must say, I will be able to drive a car. We must not say, I can drive a car. This is not possible. And here, the present perfect also, then, of this modal is have or has. If it is at the third person singular, then we use has. But if it is the remaining personal pronoun subject, we use have. Then been able to, or we can say have or has been, okay, capable, okay, capable to. Okay, then here again, if for example I say, then I can do, okay, this test, I can do this test, and I ask you to turn this sentence into the present perfect. Then you must say, then I have been able to do the test. Then we cannot use can in order to give the present perfect, but we use the equivalent. And the past perfect, it is had, then had been able to, or had been capable to. Okay, then here is the simple future, present perfect, and the past perfect of the modal can. Okay, now with mass. With mass, the simple feature of mass is will. The first one is will have to, or will be obliged to. Okay, then and here again, if I say, then you must go to school. You must go to school, and I ask you to turn this sentence into the simple feature. Normally, then the correct one, then it will be you will have to, you will have to go, to school, or you will be obliged to go to school. Then you must not say we will must. It is not possible. Okay. Then and here the present perfect. Okay. The first one is hard. Okay. Hard. Okay. Hard to, or had been obliged. Okay, or excuse have or has. Yes, we can use have or has. Then have had to, or then have been obliged to. Okay, not had. Had is the past perfect form. Okay, then it is possible also to use has at the third person singular. Okay, then here. And this is the same thing. Then if they ask you to give the present perfect of a sentence with mass, normally you must use have had to, or have, then has had to. Then if it is at the third person singular. And the past perfect, it is had, had to, or had, okay, had been obliged to. Then this is the simple feature, present perfect, and the past perfect of the modal mass. Now let's end with may. Okay, may. May, we have will be permitted to. Will be permitted to, or will be allowed, or will be allowed to. Okay. And with the present perfect, then it is have or has, okay, been permitted to, or have or has been allowed to. Okay. And the last one is the past perfect. The past perfect, we have okay, had been permitted to, or had been allowed to. Okay. Then this is the simple feature, present perfect and past perfect of the modal may. Okay. Now we are going to end this lesson with some remarks. Okay. And B, then it's to give the negative form of the modal auxiliary can, must, and may. Okay. the negative form. Okay, the negative form of can, okay, must, and may. The negative of form of can is cannot, in one word, cannot, and we can contract it can't. This is possible. And the negative form of must is must not, and we can also contract it to mustn't. And the negative form of may is may not. And here the contraction is rarely used. If not, it is meant, but it is rarely used. That's why we are going to, stop here. Okay, then dealing with the simple feature, present perfect, and the past perfect of the modals, then we have, then the list above here, then which clearly explain, okay, the simple feature, the present perfect, and the past perfect of the modal. Can, we have, will be able to, or will be capable to. It is also possible to use shall be able to or shall be capable to, but it is with I and we. Then, but with will, it's possible for all the personal pronoun subject. And we have the present perfect then of can, which is have or has been able to, or have or has been capable to. Then we use has or has here, then at the third person singular. Then with the remaining personal pronoun subject, then or nouns, we use have. And the past perfect we have had been able to or had been capable to. Then, and here also with must, the simple feature is will have to or will be obliged to. And the present perfect, it is have had to or have been obliged to. It is possible also to use then has had to or has been obliged to, but at the third person singular. And here the past perfect with must, it is had to or had been obliged to. Okay, and may, the simple feature, it is will be permitted to or will be allowed to. And the present perfect of may is has been permitted to or have or has been allowed to. Then has used at only at the third person singular. Okay, and the past perfect of may, it is had been permitted to or it is had been allowed to. Then here we must say that it is the equivalent that we used in order to give the simple feature, the present perfect, and the past perfect. Okay, and we must not use the modals themselves in order to give, for example, the simple feature, because it is not possible to say, for example, will can. It's not possible to say also will must. It is also it's not possible also to say, for example, will may. That's why we use the equivalent in order to give this simple feature, present perfect, and the past perfect. And we must remark that the negative form of can, it is written in one word. Then we must not write cannot in two words. Can and not in two words, it doesn't exist. It is in one word. Then, and it's possible to use the contractive form can't. And must, this is possible to write in two words. Must not. And the contractive form is mustn't. And may, then here we can use yes, two words, must and not, for the negative form. And the contractive form, it is possible, but it's not regular used. Then it is rarely used. That's why we must then finish then with this remark. So this is the end of the lesson on the modals, auxiliaries, or the defective. Thank you very much. Then we are going to deal now with the exercise about this lesson.